I love the startup world, building products, building stuff, and then trying to sell it or make money from it, make money from an audience or something thereabouts. And I think over the years, I've always not been successful with it. They've been failing. So recently, I started a new project, which is helping creatives within Nigeria, for instance, helping Nigerian influencers build a business behind their creativity. And there's a reason why I'm saying this. I'm going to use it to be the ground floor of what I'm going to explain and everything. Then I'll ask questions too. So recently, I started a new project, which is helping influencers, people that have lots of audiences on social media, helping them build a business around their brand. One thing I realized was many Nigerian influencers, the only way they get to make money via their influencing business is via brand deals. Brands come to them, give them deals, and then they do a shout out for the brand or help them sell their products. But beyond that, I feel like there are lots of ways that somebody can actually make more money when you have a lot of audience. So currently we're working with like three top creators in Nigeria, and we are trying to build a business for their audience, where based on what their audience have known them for, they can build a product and sell to that audience. For instance, let me give an example. Not This is not my clients; it's not part of people who work with, but there is this Nigerian influencer that is known with face cap. So imagine, and one thing that with these Nigerian creators is they don't really have time to build the businesses. So the Nigerian creator is known with face cap, has millions of followers. The idea is partner with the creator, tell the creator we are going to build the whole business around helping your audience know that you now own a face cap brand, and then they can be buying. There are many influencers that do this. People like Mr. Beast, they launch different several products. Why am I saying this? I personally believe that every one of us have the um, potential, right, to make money from different things. And I'll be very honest, getting a job is one of the most difficult things at this particular point in time. I work in the tech industry. When it comes to getting a very well-paying job, it is so difficult, especially when I mean well-paying, I'm talking about getting a job in the international market because for the past 4 years, two things I've been now doing is help people get jobs. Like teach people how they can actually get jobs outside Nigeria. Many people don't know how to get jobs, and uh, but this year or the past few months has been very, very difficult getting a job. You can apply to hundreds of jobs and then you still get ghosted, and then you'll be wondering if the problem is with you or if it's a spiritual problem. Most times it's not a spiritual problem, it's just that the job market is difficult. So if getting a job is difficult, what else can we do as young Nigerians to ensure that we make money? Because I mean, the topic is monetizing your creativity, making money from the side of your creativity. And I'll be very honest, many people don't know how to make money when they are not employed. So, few things I'm going to be talking about. One is exactly like how to get. I'm going to touch a little bit on how to actually get a job when nobody gives you an offer. That's one. So you can write this down because it's like a class. I'll try to be very fast with it. So it's more about how to get a job when you have no offer. Two is how to actually monetize the knowledge you have. So imagine if nobody is hiring you, how can you still ensure that money is still coming into your pocket? You're not broke, and you're still trying to build a better life. You're trying to build a better life for yourself. So let's start from let's before that, let me first even ask, does anyone have any questions so far? I'm not going to entertain too many questions. I'm not going to entertain questions to distract me, but I just want to know if I am actually in sync with what is on you people's mind about this topic. So if anyone has any questions from what I've mentioned, just ask. Then I'll know that, oh, okay, fine, interestingly, this is we are actually on the same page. I am touching what people have in mind. So somebody Otsunubi said yes. So just ask your question quickly. I will use it to verify if I we are on the same page with what I'm presenting, and if it is a problem that I'm actually going to be solving by presenting this. While I wait for the question, so let's okay. Let me first see if the question has been asked. Oh, nobody has asked the question yet. But anyways, let me start from the first issue. The first case said I'm above 40. Can still fit into this mold. Okay, yeah. So thank you for the question. Now let me go ahead with my explanation. So the first thing is, how do you make money from your skill? Everybody says apply for jobs, and you want to ask like, how do I apply for jobs? What am I going to do? And over the past 4 years, I can say that I've helped more than 100 people directly and indirectly earn above $1,000, and like monthly, over 100 people directly and indirectly. And my approach is kind of a little bit different from what many people go with, which is um, wait for jobs to come and meet you, or hope that you get employed miraculously. And from my experience, many people just say I'm looking for jobs, but they are not active about it. Like, you want to get a job, maybe it's that they're not active about it, or they don't really know how to approach it. I cannot like really say exactly. But I know that when people say they are looking for jobs, they are not always active about it. They are not like really desperate to get it. So how do you, firstly, like I mentioned, the first thing is, how do you actually be very active about getting jobs? Mind you, getting job is difficult, so it depends on the number of, like, the volume of applications you get, that you'll be lucky enough to secure a job. And the first thing I would say, apart from job platforms like Indeed, everybody knows Indeed, everybody knows Jobberman, everybody knows Glassdoor. If you don't know Glassdoor, you can actually Google Glassdoor. Glassdoor is glass and door. Everybody knows um, everybody knows what else again, using LinkedIn job boards. If you don't know how to use LinkedIn job boards, you can use LinkedIn job board. There are different platforms for getting jobs, but if anyone wants to apply for a job now, the advice I would give them is stop focusing on like popular platforms. Look for niche based platform. And whatever I want to even explain, say, before you think about doing this, ensure that you are very grounded in your skill. Like, it's not even negotiable. Before you talk about getting a job, if you are here and you're not really experienced with your skill, then it might be difficult getting a job. Although number two, what I'm going to explain number two might still help you if you're not so experienced with your skill. But it might be difficult getting a job if you're not professional with your skill, because when a job application is opened, sometimes you get 500 people applying and stuff like that. But the approaches that I've been sharing with people recently is, do not focus on popular platforms when you want to get a job. Rather, go into niche-based platform. And the best way to get niche-based platform is to use Google. For instance, as a writer now, you need to ask yourself, like someone that asks that I'm a writer. I'm assuming that when you mentioned you're a writer, it shows that you are really well experienced as a writer, and not just because you can write. Because it's one thing to can write, it's another thing to know that you can. It's another thing to have like very solid experience with writing, and belong to a niche, right? So belong to a niche, you're writing, you have a portfolio, you have like solid works to showcase that you're really good with whatever you're doing. That's it. Then we can now talk about, so how do you like look for jobs that are niche based and are not on popular side? Because popular side these days, it's not necessarily even get jobs, and you can apply for an entire year. Some people have been applying for 1 year and they've not even gotten a job. It might not be that they're not qualified, but maybe there are other things that they are not even paying attention to. So the approach I always tell people is join communities. Join communities, right? So how many people here now? Good question. How many of you here with your skill? How many of you here belong to one international community? That's a question I want to ask. Whatever it is you're doing, I don't need you to tell me what you do. But how many of you here belong to one international community? I'm going to give 30 seconds to get a response. If I don't get any response from this, I'm going to like, just continue. Let me see. No response, no response. 10, 9, 8, 7. Chris Chizo Zirim Obuna says it belongs. That's just only one response out of like Um, uh, yes, in the line of what you're doing. Um, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so I just got two responses, and only one person said it belonged. Currently, I belong to so many international communities in line of what I do. I am a writer. I'm a marketer. I um, for every of the skill I have, like my skill cut across so many things. I write. I do marketing. Do sales. I do email marketing. I do a lot of things. And for each of these things I do, um, one of the things I do very well is before I go into a career or when I find myself in a career and I'm thinking of solving my job problem, I look for a community, a global community to join. Now you can start with a local community, like a Nigerian community, makes sense. I don't even think many of you here also belong to Nigerian communities, what you're doing. Many people learn in isolation, and that's a big problem if you're talking about making money. You need to move out from learning in isolation to figuring out how to join a very, very valuable community um, of people in the same niche and in the same industry as you. And the best way to do it is just use Google. So I belong to a lot of Slack communities. I believe everybody knows uh, uh, I believe everyone here knows what a Slack community is. Just go to Google, type Slack communities for writers, Slack communities for marketers, Slack communities for designers. You're going to see some that are free, some that are paid. So you just join the free. Most times, all these communities have job boards, right? So before they even push job out to the public, right? They always share it within those communities. For instance, before before a company even shares that they want to hire a designer publicly, I mean globally, they already share with the design communities because they know that in the design community it will save them time in looking for who to hire and they will get higher chance of getting experts. So it's after they've gotten a couple of applications internally that they now think of let's even push this out and see if we can get more people. And those people outside would already at a disadvantage. So I would just encourage everyone here. If you do not belong to any international community in your skill, you need to find it. And if you cannot find any international community, the first thing to do is actually to look for a local community to join to help you connect with your peers who will tell you more about how the whole industry works, who can share resources with you, who can even connect you with jobs or refer you to jobs. Then two, it will help you with the job boards. They have job boards that you can actually um, use to check for jobs. That's how I've been using to like get jobs for myself and my friends over the past few years, anytime that I get out of job or something like that. So that's number one point. Apply for jobs, right? Makes sense. Cool. I've explained the basics. Don't look for generalistic platforms. Focus on um, niche-based platforms that belong to your industry. If you're not going to use Slack channels, just use Google. All right. Google. Go to Google and type job platforms for writers, job platforms for designers, job platforms for public speakers, job platforms for um yeah, slack.com, job platforms for whatever it is you're doing. You might be lucky enough to find job platforms and then just use that as your major platform for looking for a job. Don't focus on very public platforms. That's one. Then number two, if jobs are not coming through, would you still want to fold your hands and wait wait unemployed? No. So I'm going to share two things that I did recently. When I work for a Nigerian company, I started even working for Nigerian. I've never worked for a Nigerian company full time since I left university. I've always been working for remote companies. My last job ended last year November, and I got fired. Right, I got fired last year November. So December, January. So no, it ended October ending, and November I had no job. So I said, okay, since I've been applying for so many jobs, I've been getting rejections and everything. Why don't I try to consider freelancing? Why don't I try to just sell a part of my skill? So I mean, I'm a marketer, but under marketing, there are different things that makes up a marketer. Writing, newsletter, email marketing, copywriting, social media marketing, and I have some of these skills. I have experience. So I said, let me pick one of these skills and tried to even look for a short-term gig. I was receiving rejections every day. Makes sense. But I cannot just sit down and fold my hands. So what I did was I'm going to choose outbounding. Outbounding is a skill too. I know how to do outbounding very well. So I went to Google. I typed outbounding Slack channels and I started searching for, I joined like a Slack community for outbounders and outbound founders. And then I reached out to the community manager. I was like, I'm looking for a job. If you have, I asked, is it possible I DM people? Because I mean, I do not want to break the community rules by DMing people. I asked that, is it possible I DM people to apply for, to ask them to hire me? She was like, no. Then a few days later, she reached out to me and asked, am I interested in a position that they want to hire somebody? And I was like, yeah, sure. And that was how I started working with them in. So it was a short-term project. I worked with them in December, January. So December, January, I was not unemployed. I was not broke. I was not anything. Then January, that was when I got to be hired by a Nigerian company for the first time. But my point is, I did not remain broke because I could break down my skill sets into different of my experiences, right? And also, I knew how to navigate looking for communities. Communities has been my forte. When I mean forte, my strength. Instead of waiting uh, to apply and be getting rejected, I look for communities that are niche based. Like this community belongs to this niche. Let me come and face this community and start reaching out to the people that can hire me within this community. That's what I did. Then um, I got hired by a Nigerian company. The pay is in Naira. This will be my first time earning um, monthly salary in Naira this year. So the pay was in Naira, and I'm like, this cannot foot my bills, right? So what I did was I said I still needed something else to do. And I went, I mean, my contract, that short term contract ended in January ending. And then February, I started reaching out to communities again and sold another part of my skill set. And I got hired by another agency. This one is for a long term agency. This is not in Naira payments, right? So my point is, two things that I'm going to point out here. One is the fact that you need to be able to first like identify your skill sets, break it down into what exactly you are really much more experienced in, and the way you can. I Before I even say anything, whatever it is you're hearing from me today, if you're not, and um if you're not a professional with your skill, if you're not qualified for your skill, I would beg you to go and improve your skill. The world of work is so competitive these days. Many people just want opportunities, but they are not qualified for their. Last year, I took four certificates. I don't even plan to say this because I mean the topic is around monetizing your creativity, which the last point is where I'm going to talk about other ways you can monetize your creativity apart from looking for a job. But I realized that many people are not really invested in actually growing their experience, and they keep struggling and they kind of blame the devil or blame anything. Sometimes it's not just the devil. The devil does not even give a damn about you. It's just the fact that you're not really interested in investing in yourself. Last year alone, I took four different certifications. You know, online courses are very difficult to take. I can attest to it that they are very difficult. Like it's not easy to take an online course to start it and finish it. But when you know that you actually have a destination, you have a goal, you have to find a way to be committed, to be determined to finish it. I mean, like you have to. So if you are here and you're listening to this and you're not qualified with your skill, please try to pay for an if it's to pay for an online course, if it is to tell your friend, sit your friend down, beg your friend to teach you, if it is to, I don't know how you want to do it, but ensure that whatever you want to learn from, whatever you want to execute, if you're not qualified with your skill, please go back and start from there first. Ensure that you learn whatever it is you're learning and that you know it to an extent, right? So let me leave that. Now back to I've mentioned number one that the first thing to do is to focus on communities. Try to break down your skill into what exactly you're good at, and then look for communities that fit into it. The communities have different people that you sometimes you can even send them a DM and tell them that you would like to offer your service to them, or you can check the job boards. They have job boards, they have gig boards there where you can actually. I think I will share my screen. Let me share my screen about what I'm saying. Since I did not come with slides, let me just quickly share my Slack channel so that you people will understand what I mean, and so that it's not just going to be word of mouth explanation. I am using to explain these things. I want everybody to like really understand. Once I share my screen and show you guys, then I'll mention number two, which is like how to monetize your creativity if jobs are not coming through for you. Because I mean, sometimes one can be so unlucky that jobs are not just coming through and there's nothing you can do. You just have to like pivot. So let me know if you can see my screen, if everyone can see my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen? I hope it's my Slack that I'm even sharing. Should not gonna be my WhatsApp chat because my WhatsApp tab is opened. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, yeah. So I belong to a lot of communities. I belong to I'm a writer and I'm also a sales expert. I'm a marketer. So I belong to a lot of Slack communities. This is Slack. Oh, it's tiny. Okay. Let me expound it. Someone said it's tiny. Is it bigger now? Yeah, so I belong to a lot of communities. There is Online Genius, there's Web Genius, there's Belkins, there's Lempire, there's Outbound Org, there's Full Gap, the company I work with, there's Clay, there is Inboxes, there is Growth, there is Pigeon App, there is Demand Marketing. So these companies actually have a job board. Look at it here. There is a hiring board here where this is my profile in this. This is my content writer for B2B startups. So I'm looking for a designer to work on a game app. I'm a certified exciting opportunities. He's looking for head of growth. Yeah. Are you a master wordsmith with a passion for crafting compelling emails or email copywriter? I mean, this was posted when interesting. I can even like apply to this. I didn't check this today, but I'm an email copywriter. I mean, it's part of like my skill is fragmented. So you can fragment your skill. If you see that what you're trying to do is not working, like you can fragment your skill into your experience and then go with one. So I would just copy this link for my personal use. Yeah, so I have to end my screen. I mean, you guys have seen it. This is Slack. So the best way to go about this is to um use Google. Just go to Google and write yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen. Go to Google, write Slack channels to join that, like Slack channels for yeah the skill you have, and then you join and then you pay attention. Most of them have job channels like that, and you can actually see jobs that are like um really specific to it. So that's that for job part. But let's say jobs are not working. What else can you do? Let me explain. And this is one secret most people don't know about, and it is something that I have started experimenting. Like I said, seeing that I moved from earning in dollars last year to earning in naira this year, and then I'm back to earning in dollars now. I thought about it like, what else can I do to ensure? I mean, the difference of like the my earning range kind of shifted. Imagine my salary working with a Nigerian company is not even up to 1/5 of what I used to earn. Let me see, 1/6 of what I used to earn, or 1/7. So the there's the gap, right? And obviously it's going to affect my spending. It's going to affect many things I'm doing. That's why my skills, nobody was willing to see if I am. I've been getting rejections back to back to back. Although now I have another gig that I'm working with, but it's not still that much anyways. But I thought about it that what else can I do? How can I monetize my creativity? So this is like where the real topic is. How can you monetize what you can do? There are different ways to actually monetize what you're doing. And I always tell people, I think um B codes has seen me talk about this a lot of times, where I said people can monetize, you can sell anything. Although these things don't just happen overnight. And I am the person that does not teach overnight. I don't teach overnight success, right? I mean, everybody goes on social media and say you can learn something in a few months and then you will get a job. It's not possible. I don't believe in overnight success. If you're thinking about overnight success, then probably you want to become a thief. Even to become a successful thief, you would have planned for a very long time. So whatever it is you're listening or hearing from me, please, after 1 month, don't come back and say that it has not worked for you, because it's not going to work for you within 1 month, right? So whatever it is you're doing, I'm not saying go and quit your job now and start practicing whatever I'm going to be teaching you and expect. Like, you will definitely grow in the experience. You would make mistakes. You're going to like even get frustrated, right? I mean, for me now, this is something I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. So it's easier for me to just like really execute and move from 0 to 1 when I find myself trying to like make money. But I did not grow by it. I made a lot of mistakes. But the information I'm going to give you might actually set you on a very new journey. So how do you make money from your creativity? Every 1 year, I want you to, in the comment section, just write what you do. Right. So I might give like practical case studies of how can you can make money. So like I said, I'm a growth marketer. I write under growth marketing, but write what you do. I just want to see what I want to make a practical example. Someone said, can I show my profile again? Sorry, I can't time. So please just write what you do. What do you do? Yes, thank you, Genesis Company. For me, I'm a growth marketer. I've said what I do. So I want everyone here to write what you do. Full stack web developer, interesting, content writer, uh, creative designer, virtual assistant, music producer, and stuff like that. Okay. So, all right. I think before I end, I'll still go back to how to get jobs because I can see many people here. Most of your skills are tilted towards still getting a job. Anyways, so there are different ways to monetize your creative skill. One is actually by building an audience. Building an audience is not something that can happen overnight. For instance, um, to grow on social media, to build an audience, your audience can be anywhere. It can be on Twitter, it can be on Instagram, it can be on email list. Excuse me. It can be building an email list. It could be anything. But you can actually monetize. Don't mind my eyes. My eyes get very red whenever I am so stressed. So people always ask me that do I smoke? I have never touched a cigarette in my hand before. So don't get concerned about my eyes. I have been attending back-to-back meetings this morning. So there are lots of content writers here. Yeah. So the first way to monetize what you do is by building an audience. Although this is not easy, and I'm going to give you a way out. Whatever it is I mentioned today, just go to YouTube and watch it extensively. I mean, like I have 1 hour to present all of these things. I remember last year I had an email list where I was making side hustle. I was making 300K every month from my email list, and I just had about 2,000 subscribers. All I was just doing was I was selling one information to them, and I packaged it for 20K. So if jobs are not coming as a graphic designer, someone like creative designer Taiwo Ibrahim, if jobs are not coming, then um, you can monetize the knowledge you have, the creative designer, and look for like from you. That means you have to first learn how to build an audience, and the best way to build an audience is by sharing what you have in your head. If you cannot write, make videos. I have a mic here. I make videos, but I'm not very active on it with it on Instagram. But I write a lot. I've not even been really active. But when you consistently put out content on something, people begin to follow you like that. And then it's easier for you to say, guys, I want to sell something. And then you make money from it. But this is not something that can happen in 1 month, 2 months. You need to spend like 3 months thereabout. And consistency, if you don't have the spirit of self-discipline and consistency and the hatred for Sapa, um, you might not be able to pull through with it. But before then, whatever it is, I'll just say go to Google, write this down, go to Google and YouTube, rather, not Google. Search for how to build an audience to monetize. Check out as many of the videos you see. Some of them will be like 20 minutes video. Most of them would be how to build an email audience to monetize. It's going to give you a lot of more context about how to do that, and you can actually start and do it as a side stuff like your free time, right? That's one. So build an audience, monetize it. It's not straightforward. It's not something you can just do overnight. But the process is like by um, sharing constant information will be very valuable, and then sell what you know. So just use YouTube. Then two is by offering your service to people. So here is what I like I said, there is what I just started with. Here is the thing. I can help people build money, like I can help people monetize their audience, right? I have done it for myself in the past, but I was making just some hundreds of thousands of naira. And I was looking at that. I can offer my skill to a lot of Nigerian creators that have a lot of followers but don't know how to monetize their audience. Why don't I look for these creators and work with them, right? So I reached out to some. I reached out to some top. There's one particular creator that we are working with. Before I had to end the call with the creator before I jumped on this call. She has about 600,000 followers across all social media platforms, and we are trying to build a product to launch for our business. And we are thinking of making around 4 to 5 million naira every month from this, with the percentage coming to myself, stuff like that. So there are many people that you don't. I think it first starts from you thinking about how can my skill be of service to somebody, right? I am not saying don't keep applying for jobs. I'm not saying don't try to build an audience. Like you need to like try your hands on many things. So the thing is, how can you have to like figure out, okay, I'm good at this thing, but nobody's hiring me. Sorry about my notes. Nobody's hiring me. So who else can I really offer my service to that would not push back and I can make some money from it? That's what I thought about. So I said, okay, I'm going to reach out to this person, this person, this person. Although for me it was easy because I have like a network of friends. So I just spoke with somebody. I have like a couple of influencer friends. I spoke with this person. Can you link me up with this person, this influencer? And the person was like, okay, let me make an intro for you. So he made an intro for me to the influencer, and then we started talking. We've been planning. From there again, I said, since I can reach this influencer, then let me reach out to more influencers. So I have like 3 influencers we are working with. Our goal is to make some good millions in the next 30 days from this. All due to the fact that I said I can offer a service. Now, it's different from I am working in a job. It is I can offer a service. So there's something called ICP. I mean, if you want to know who you can offer your service to, there's something called ICP. ICP just means ideal customer personnel or ideal customer profile. So if you are a fine artist and photographer, the question is, apart from posting on Instagram where you're showcasing your work, hello guys, I just shot this video, this is my work, or you're posting it on WhatsApp. The next question is, how can I offer this my graphic design, how can I offer my photography skill? Who can I How can I offer my photography skill in exchange for money? So when you ask that question, it leads you to the question of who are the people who exactly would need the skill. That's where the word ICP comes in. So you can actually use Google to search or YouTube to search what is ideal customer personnel, and you understand it might even give you videos to break down it and how to actually figure out your ideal customer personnel. So how to go about it? I'm just sharing how to monetize your skill, right? I've shared like building an audience. Second one is like trying to network to look and like trying to leverage your immediate environment to look for who would be needing your skill. So it's going to this also is not also easy. Nothing is easy in this life, but this is going to take a lot of work too as well. But if you know how to navigate it, which is actually why I'm making this conversation. So if I was a fine artist and photographer, I can post on my WhatsApp status for a start and say, um, guys, if you're here and you've been thinking of taking, if you're within Ibadan environment, because I'm currently in Ibadan, if you're within Ibadan environment and you're thinking you've not taken a portrait in the last 1 year and you're thinking of taking a portrait for free, I can even start for free, DM me. And then people in Ibadan, like 20 people in Ibadan, DM me. Okay, they like to take a portrait. I get their data. I can even go ahead now and like break down to ask them question. What exactly? Why exactly have you not taken a portrait in the past years? Some will say, okay, it's money. Some will say they don't have time. Some will say they don't have um, clothes. Or some will say they feel they are not photogenic. So it helps you understand. It helps you understand how to approach your service. So if it is money, you can also go ahead and ask that how much is too much for you to pay for taking a photo. You're like, if it's something beyond 20K, I can afford. If it's something beyond 10K, something beyond 5K. So you know, like, okay, for a start, your immediate environment, they cannot afford something beyond 5K. I can't tell you where I am in Ibadan. I am I am 100% indoor person. I believe people know this. Uh, I don't go out. I don't go out except I want to go get groceries. I don't even know where Ibadan Mall is. I've never been there. Maybe once or twice, so I don't go out. I'm I'm not an introvert, but I'm just someone that likes staying alone and being in his own space. So I'm sorry. But yeah, but we can chat. I can drop my contact. I can drop my contact after this to anyone that wants to like send me a text to ask more questions. Although I might not reply at the speed of light, but my number is not something I don't share with people. Well, yeah, let me continue what I'm explaining because I mean I have like very limited time, and I believe that maybe some of these things I'm saying you might have not heard it somewhere else before. Maybe you hear it every day, but I feel like it's not something people come around to say every day, right? Um, so you have to like probably do an assessment of where fine these people cannot afford beyond 5K. So the first five people, you're going to tell them that I'm going to take this shot for you for free. I'm going to take one, two, three picture for you for free, and then have another negotiation. It is very important when it comes to monetizing your skill, you need to understand how to negotiate. Once again, write this down, go to YouTube and watch how to negotiate. One of the things that has helped me as a skilled person is I know how to negotiate. I know how to convince people to believe in what I'm doing. I know how to negotiate. These skills are learned. Like from information, you can even learn them when someone just say, okay, this is how this. I remember I was trying to toast somebody 2020. The last time I was really intentional about getting a girlfriend, like serious was 2020. So I remember I wanted to toast a lady like that. I just finished school 2 years. Then I was 24. She was 20. She was 20, and she was in her final year studying law, right? And I knew that lawyers are always argumentative and everything. So I went to YouTube to watch how to negotiate and convince, how to have a convincing conversation with a lawyer. And in that video, I learned a lot about how to keep conversations, right? And it helped me navigate how to talk to, although eventually she did not still agree, but I eventually learned how to navigate conversations with people around negotiating, around getting them to come be on the same page with me. So the reason why I'm just saying this is you can learn whatever anything I'm just mentioning here now. While laughing, you can learn it. So you can learn how to negotiate. So it is very important if you really want to monetize your skill, you can learn how to negotiate because if you without negotiation, you might not be able to overcome some barriers, right? You might not be able to overcome some barriers. So um, learn how to negotiate. Then you can like I mean like learn how to negotiate, learn how to think outside the box, right? So if they said they can pay, they want just one portrait, you can then, after you've taken the one portrait, I mean, you agreed to do it for them for free, you can then have to share it on their TL. Once again, if your pictures are not good, they will not be proud enough to, they will not be proud enough to share work, right? But if you're really good, they are proud enough to share your work, and you can tell them that, okay, fine, I can take 7 pictures for you for 5K. And you don't have to pay the 5K immediately. I'm going to send 5 of the pictures for you. Pay 3K now. Don't mind that I'm using 3K, whatever it is. You can put very higher figures there, depending on how much they can. I mean, like I'm talking about how to make money from your skill when money is not coming in. Do you understand? Like I'm just giving you OT. This is like a street OT actually. So you tell them, okay, I'm going to like pay 3K, pay me the remaining 2K by month end, but I'm going to take you 7 I'll send you 5 now. Remember, it started from I'm going to take you free pictures and you've given them their free pictures, right? So from there, you can now like expand and say, okay, do this for this person. And you did it for 5 people. For 5 people, you've already made 15K to go back home. Maybe 15K, you just need to buy, like, quickly buy some stuff, like to ensure that body and soul and spirit is intact. And then you continue with that particular direction. But my point is, the best way to monetize your skill, if you're not like trying to like look for people to hire you, is to think of how you can offer your service to people, those who need it, and then break the barrier of how you can actually be in contact with them. The barrier is always on who needs my service, how can I get across to them, because there are many of, let me tell you people, one of the things that I've been doing that has really been helpful for me. I send cold emails a lot. I'm going to explain what cold email is in the next 3 minutes, and then I would be open to questions, and I think we'll be done. When I was in my final year in 2018, there was this guy I wanted to work with. His name is MLK Adesoya. I saw that he was a successful student. He had traveled abroad, and I wanted to intern with him. So I looked for his email, right? I looked for his email on LinkedIn. There's a tool I use to look for emails. I think I might. Um, okay, let me just quickly explain. Let me just write apollo.io. I never even thought I would talk about this. But if you are here and you've been thinking of reaching out to somebody that you don't know, you want to pitch yourself to, just download this tool, apollo.io, register, put in a company's email. If you don't have a company's email, look for a company's email and just put it and register. Then you can get it from, just go to Google Chrome, just write Chrome extension apollo.io. It's a Chrome extension. Once you click on the search this thing, you download it, it installs to your Chrome. So anytime you open LinkedIn and you search for the person you're searching for on LinkedIn, it will pop up and show you the email. It's not 100% correct, but it's like 60% correct. It will show you the email of the person. Then you can send a cold email to the person. So I sent cold email to MLK Adesoya that I would like to intern with him. And he loved the email. He sent me his number, and then we started talking. So one of the things I've been doing over the past few years is I send cold emails a lot. The company I worked with last year, because they fired me December, I saw that the companies raised $14 million. I even knew the company before. I just tweeted that a company raised $14 million. The founder, I saw the founder tweet about it. I think I saw it from someone's tweet. I checked, okay, who is this guy? So I went to LinkedIn, checked him out. Oh, then I used apollo.io, got his email. I remember I sent the email around 6:32 a.m. on a Monday. 6:48 a.m. I sent an email 6:32 a.m. that congratulations on selling your company. I know the person you sold your company to. I am the person I've had a chat before, and truly, I knew the person you sold this company to. And I was like, I know that now that you've sold your company, you guys might be expanding your team. Would you be hiring a writer? And it was like, yeah, sure. We hire writers. Let's in 1 week I started working with them. So the barrier most times is you know who you want to offer your service to, but you don't know how to reach them. So it's either you send cold emails or you look for a connection. And many people don't know how to ask questions. I have 2 more minutes and I'll be done. Many people don't know how to ask questions when they are looking to bridge the gap of contact with people. This is something I like teaching. If I know time has always gone. So I've always learned to ask questions, right? If I want to reach out to Kotti today, Kotti EO, I know somebody that knows Kotti. It's just to ask. If I want to reach out to Tayo, I know people that can reach out to Tayo. I just ask. So it's 2 ways. One, it depends on your network of people. So it might just be a call for you to also try to grow your network of friends. 2, it's also very important that you also learn to ask questions. Like, I do that a lot. Big Code can actually testify. When I want to do something, I post on my WhatsApp channel. Does anybody know this person? Does anybody know how I can do this? Most times people can just reply me, oh yeah, I know about this. And I'm like, please, can you tell me more about this? Can you link me up with this person? Can you put in a word for me? So if photographer, I just tell anybody knows any family member that is doing a family function and they don't have a lot of budget for photography, DM me. If you have more than 100 people on your WhatsApp, checking your WhatsApp status, one person would say, oh, my cousin is actually getting married. They don't have so much money. Okay, can I speak to them? Okay, you speak to them. Maybe the normal budget for photography is 150K. And they say they don't have much, they have 30K. Ogbeni, what you are looking for money, you're trying to monetize. It always starts from scratch, right? Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's start from the 30K. When next week, oh yeah, look for another person again, ask. So I think that's one of the things that really helped me. I ask questions a lot, and many people don't know how to ask questions. I think I'm done with it. There's so many things to say, but because of time, I have another meeting for 8. So I've just pushed it to a few minutes past 8. The person is even waiting for me. So please, if you have questions, ask questions. I'm going to answer your question. Sorry, I'm going to answer your questions, and I can share my contact after this. If you want to send me a DM, you can send me a DM. Well, I don't reply immediately, sure. Yeah, I just need to share.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Joel Ajayi. You've
You're
actually said a lot from us going to learn our skills, like grow your skill in case you have a skill. Then going to join international communities, joining platforms without much people. Don't join platform whereby there are much people. Build your audience, build people around what you do, build people around what you do. Then you mentioned coding, mailing, negotiation, communication, writing and speaking. So I think those are the major things you mentioned, and we are so glad to have you. But the question is, what if you've deployed most of these strategies and you are still failing? Should you continue failing, or should you take the frustration, or should you wait till time pass and maybe something beautiful will come out of sales? Because not all sales will bring money immediately. Sometimes you market for a longer time before you see results. How do you handle that scenario?
Yeah, very, very good question. And that's why I mentioned like you need to like try to do multiple things. And that's why I intentionally did not mention one approach, because as I am like this, I'm still receiving lots of rejection emails. I'm looking for a full-time growth marketing job outside Nigeria since January. I mean, a job that is going to be paying me above $5,000 monthly. Till date, I still get rejections. But I'm not going to sit around and fold my hands. I still apply, and that's one of the things that I think that really differentiates me. As much as I'm failing, I'm getting rejections. I'm still applying. I've not stopped applying. That's one. But I'm not sitting down and saying that I will wait till I get the testimonial. I had to accept to get a Nigerian job as a as a growth marketer. The Nigerian job payment is very low. But I mean, I lost my job in December. I cannot sit down. I'm not married. I'm single. Fine. I mean, it's even like lesser budget. I don't even have a partner. I don't have anybody. I'm only responsible to my family, myself. I don't have a relationship partner that I don't have anybody I'm buying Brazilian hair for that I'm sending girlfriend allowance. So it's not something I'm really under pressure financially, and I think I'm not doing bad. But I can't sit and fold my hand because I got fired in November, and then say that, oh, if anybody asks me, "Buy on the share, I'm gonna watch it," and I keep saying it. I decided to say, let me get a very low paying job. I don't mind. They can afford me. They cannot afford, they don't have much budget, but they need someone of my experience. Okay, fine. Let me accept it. At least when the money enters monthly, it's something I can still use to put basic bills, right? While I am still applying for jobs, almost every day I apply to 4 new jobs, right? It's not cold emailing. Let me spell cold emailing. Sorry, I'll continue so that people will not miss it. Yeah. So I am doing that one. Two, I'm also leveraging on communities too. I broke down my skill sets. So I'm applying as an email newsletter manager. I'm applying as a copywriter. I'm offering, like the current gig that I'm doing, I'm offering it as an email newsletter copywriter. And the pay is not bad. The pay is very good. Recently today they added more portfolio to my management, and the pay has increased. Nevertheless, I have a financial goal I want to earn. So I am applying for jobs. I'm still searching for um, gigs, and at the same time, I'm considering partnering with a lot of creators to help them monetize their knowledge. So my point is, when one strategy is not working, you don't have to stop it. Sometimes it makes sense to stop it, but when it comes to applying for jobs, you probably can just take a pause and ask yourself, what exactly is wrong, and ask someone experienced. So it's one thing I always love doing. And that's why it's good to belong to like communities. If you don't belong to communities, you won't know if your setback is actually based on experience or not. So I ask people that are more experienced that what exactly is going on. I've been getting rejected in jobs. What can I do? Can you help me take a review at my CV? Can you let me? I still had a call a few days ago with somebody that is one of my friends in the UK that is a growth market. I was like, I've been getting rejected. What can I do? And my friend was like, um, sorry, the reason you have been rejected is because you are in Nigeria. Most of these jobs, and she told me some new sites that I can actually get jobs from. But that was because I reached out to her. So sometimes you just probably can take a pause, but not stop and ask, like, and like do an assessment. Is the problem with my skill? So if it's the problem is in my skill, how can I upgrade it? It will require to ask someone more advanced. Is the problem with my CV? How can I upgrade it? It still requires asking someone that is ahead of you. Is the problem with my approach? How can I upgrade it? It still requires that I ask someone above of you. So don't stop it. It's not going to work immediately, but don't, as it is, once you have a skill, I already mentioned 4 different ways you can approach it, and then like take it very seriously, like really be really aggressive about it or proactive about it. I cannot tell you when it's going to work out. I don't know. Well, I pray, but I know these things can be difficult. I pray in Jesus' name that it's going to work out for whoever is looking for to get into a very well paying money making endeavor.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. From what you just said, I'm just like, wow. So as we have all here tonight, you don't just have to have a strategy to get to the job or to making money. You can have various means to cash flow, but at least keep at it. When one strategy is failing, try to deploy others, then network, network, network. And that is why the Genesis School has a community. Most people on that group, I don't know why you're not networking with each other. Your next employer or your co-founder or somebody that is there to help you might be on that on the group channel, but try to communicate and reach out to somebody. So in the means when there is no question, I think we can call it a day, and we trust to be sharing the recording of these videos with whoever would need it, especially in our community, the Genesis School. Thank you so much, Mr. Joel Ajayi. God bless you. See you next
Thank
time.
you very
Somebody,
much.
yeah,
Thank
take care.
How do you
Somebody,
network? Well,
you
someone
network.
is ah, how do you network? Firstly, I think this is a very, very important question and I want to answer. I don't know if people will still want to wait behind to learn about how to
Yes,
network. Yeah, so one of the skills that helped me so far is networking. And I think I don't know if it was you that I was telling that when you're trying to network, it was you now. Were you the one that we're having a conversation on networking sometimes in the past?
yes, 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 sir. In Ibadan.
Yes. So I was talking about how to network, and many people always shoot themselves in the leg when they want to network. Maybe it's an ego issue for me, but I think I have this ego based on my self-worth. If I want to get into a circle, I don't come into that circle like a desperate person. So there are many ways you can network. There is social media, like I don't even funny thing, I don't attend physical events. I've only attended one physical event, which was last month, and it was my company's event. Um it was my company's event. I've never attended any physical Nigerian tech event in years. Yet I know many Nigerian techies. How do I know them? Social media. So here's how I do it. One, my social media is actually really I just on my Twitter page, I just put my picture, I put my bio, and that's all. But when I see somebody that is valuable, I don't enter the person's DM with good morning, sir, please, sir, I saw value with whatever it is. Once you come with that approach, you're already shooting yourself in the leg because they already see you as someone below them, right? And it affects the way they respond to you. So, for instance, there is PC Timmy, there is Tayo. I know I've entered Tayo Ano's DM before, although he didn't respond to me. I've entered a lot of top guys DM, and I was like, I still even entered somebody's DM about a few hours ago on Instagram. A, a, especially if the person is within age range. Like I'm 28, the person is 28, 29, 30, that's what I started, that's what I find. Hey Tayo, I've been observing your profile for a while. I can even drop a comment strategically under their post and content. When they make a post, I can be dropping valuable comments so that they will like pay attention to me. I do more of my networking online, not physically. And then I just entered the DM. I've been observing your content for a while. I must say, like say you're really doing amazing. Thumbs up. I love the video you made about this particular stuff, and hope you don't mind if I come and ask a question on another day. That was what I did for the person I mentioned. Like it's an approach to even toast babes or guys that want to get babes. You don't just approach somebody's DM like you're desperate. When you want to like network, you come in form of like you're coming with a conversation that is valuable. You come with like a valuable personality. So most times for me, it's always around um I know that you're doing something valuable. Hope you don't mind if I reach out on another day. A week later, how's it going? I just go straight. Do you mind if I get your number? And then When I get your number, the next thing is I want to know what you're up to, what you're doing, and I comment, I see your post, I retweet it, I tell you that I'll constantly engage your post, and then that's how we become friends, and then we continue talking about very valuable stuff, and we've networked. Or two, it's either you ask friends to refer you to the person. So there's one of my friends when I was in Abuja. He told me that you are 6 persons away from anybody. He says I'm 6 persons away from the president of America. I'm 6 persons away from the president of Russia, and I agree with that. It takes 6 persons. It takes just maximum of 6 people to get to meet anybody in the world. So if I want to reach out to somebody, I always first thing first ask within my circle. I want to reach out. I ask on my WhatsApp or I send it to them. I want to reach out to this person. Do you know how I can reach out to this person? Can you link me up with this person? And the person will like, okay, wait, let me ask the person if the person is open to talking with me. And the person is like, oh yeah, okay, it's open to talking with me. Share the email, share a DM, and then I reach out to the person in the email. I love what you're doing. I just have a few questions to ask. But I don't come with, I've never entered anybody's DM with, sir, please come and mentor me. Sir, please, this and that. Like you build it based on solid relationship around communication and conversation and value. That's how you network. That's how I've been networking. I don't do physical networking, so I don't know how that works. I don't like doing paparazzi, going everywhere where there is noise. Like I said, I don't like even going out in the first place. So I'm always by myself, but I still know a lot of people than people that are always jumping up to every event in the name. I don't even believe that jumping to events is the best way to network. Except you're going there to intentionally start conversations with people, not because you want to go there and everybody is taking pictures on the internet and say, I attended this event, I met very amazing people. After 2 months, we are the amazing people. Do you people have valuable conversations? Do you people build, talk about something that can be of mutual benefits to yourself? No. So it's not networking. So networking is around like exchanging valuable. It starts from exchanging valuable conversations. So if you're not good at exchanging valuable conversations, once again, go to YouTube, watch how to have very valuable conversations. It's going to help you. So I think that's it.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you for dropping such nugget of wisdom. You've shared a lot. And we strongly believe like everyone on this call will try to learn more and practice with all the information shared. Thank you so much, Mr. Joel Ajayi, for showing up for the Genesis School. We plan that next time when we call on you, you show up for us. Thank you so much. And I believe the audience are saying thank you as well in the chat section. God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Keep doing what you do. We hope to see you sometimes. Okay, bye everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy your night. Yeah, be good. Bye.